Howdy, Weirdos. It's Thursday. I'm Mackenzie, and I am joined, as always, by...
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chris.
And this podcast is for Weirdos.
Hey, Mackenzie. What are we doing? What are we talking about? What's happening here?
So, I don't know, 8 billion years ago, when we started the Discord server, we asked for topics.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
an open topics channel, like suggestions, whatever.
Yeah.
Our friend Bailey.
Hi, Bailey.
Hi, Bailey.
Bailey had asked us about covering mineral wells.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I put it on my list, I think. I took it. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
whose list it got on. It's mine now.
You're doing it.
And so we're talking about mineral wells today.
Wow.
So what we're going to do, because we've never really covered like an entire town before,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of the town.
Okay.
And this is pretty consistent throughout all of the research that I did. Like, this history like doesn't really change. So
Okay.
it's not like, so I pulled it. A lot of it came off of the Mineral Wells, Texas website.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Because I went, listen, they're a state town. Like they're a
It's a city.
They can't lie. They could, but they're not.
They could, but they won't.
Because it's also corroborated by Texas state records.
Right. Yeah.
So, we're going to talk about the history of mineral wells itself.
Uh-huh.
Then I have I have four haunted locations.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about the history of each of those and then their corresponding hauntings.
Neat. Okay.
Is kind of the path we're going to
format.
take. So, what do you know about mineral wells?
Nothing.
That's crazy that you don't know anything.
You don't know anything about mineral
It's
wells?
in Texas.
Best, you're going to learn so much. What do you know about mineral wells?
Oh my God, where to start? I know we had a case of crazy water bottles at the ranch.
Right.
We'll
talk about it.
about it. I'm not like I don't know a ton of like specific details. I've watched a ton of ghost shows about the hotel that is the Baker.
Yes.
Okay. My brain never remembers if it's the Baker or I know it starts with the B, but I'm like it's Baker, it's Baxter, it's Bastille, it's
Baker.
It's Baker. Yeah. I know about the Baker Hotel. I know about some legends of the Baker Hotel. I'm not going to say I know any actual history of the Baker Hotel. I've learned to not use that word anymore after the last episode. I know things that have been said to me about the Baker Hotel. Yeah. I'll say that.
The Baker Hotel is not the thing I told you was going to be a bummer.
Okay.
That's not the bummer.
Cool.
Okay,
so
well,
like
that's nice.
And then I know that like there was, if I'm remembering correctly, because there are a couple of towns in Texas that have weird mineral wells like lore behind them. Because there's like this one, there's a place called Wizard Wells. There's like a bunch of different ones. Wizard Wells is tiny. It doesn't have like a
We
huge
should go
thing.
to there.
There's like a house and that's it.
That's fine.
yeah.
I want to go sit in the well.
Okay.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
Anyway, like I know that there was, if I'm remembering this as the correct place, there was like a feud between two different companies that were trying to be the one owning the water.
Kind of, not really.
Okay. I know that Crazy Water with a K.
Mm-mm.
No, it's
C.
with a C? I know that that's a thing. And you can still go get mineral water there now.
Yeah.
Because
We're
I've watched.
going to talk all about it.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So yeah,
is that
I know.
everything you
I know that it's a mineral well, hence why it's called Mineral Wells. People went there. It got real big for a while when people were like, "Oh, mineral water will heal everything wrong with your body," and then it kind of like had a falling off when people were like, "Maybe go to an actual doctor."
Maybe doctor is the way to go.
So yeah, that's what I know.
Okay.
Tell me more.
Okay. So general history, mineral wells, Texas, basic shit.
Basics.
The town began in 1877 when James Alvin Lynch, his family, and 50 head of livestock departed Denison, Texas, and they headed west in search of a slightly drier climate, hoping it would provide relief from malaria.
Okay.
He was suffering from malaria, both because he, James Lynch, and his wife Armanda were suffering from rheumatism from malaria.
Okay.
When the family received news of the Comanche attacks further out west in Texas, they decided they were like, we're good where we are, actually. And that was in a valley nestled among the hills of Palo Pinto County.
Okay.
So, mineral water. Soon after James Alvin Lynch laid the city out, he basically, while they were there, discovered these springs, drank the mineral water, and felt better. Like his rheumatism and stuff, he and his wife got better drinking the water in that area.
Gotcha.
So they dug wells because they were like, well, this water is
good water.
doing good things.
It's good water.
So
It's fixing it.
soon after they laid out the town as a whole, they dug a couple of different wells. The most famous of those wells is the Crazy Well. It got its name. The brand of water is Crazy Water. It comes from the Crazy Well.
Yeah.
The well is currently, that same well is located at the Crazy Water Hotel in Mineral Wells, Texas.
Oh, I didn't know there was a hotel. That's cool.
Oh, we're going to talk all about it. Don't worry. We're
Hell
coming
yeah.
back to it. The well earned its name due to a oral folklore of the town, that an elderly woman who was believed to have some kind of mental illness was drinking water from that crazy well 2 times a day, and they were seeing recovery signs
Neat.
of her mental
Whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
It was the 18-something.
Whatever ailment she had was getting fixed.
Have they done testing on the water?
Yeah.
It's just mineral water.
Just
It's
mineral
just-
water.
What's the mineral?
I have to look. I'll have to.
Yeah.
Is it lithium?
Potentially. I don't know. Brother, I don't know.
No, but that's a good point. Like if she
'Cause-
was manic.
Because there is a place in the United States that has
It could be. They have.
lithium in the
It might be.
the water.
Anyway.
I don't
Oh,
think.
yes,
it's,
it is. Okay.
Oh.
If you had let me keep
I'm
going
sorry.
for 2 more sentences, I would have gotten there.
I'm
I
sorry.
hadn't gotten
Yeah.
that far in my notes.
That does make
Um,
sense though, because lithium is
So.
a-
A stabilizer. Yeah. The story of the crazy lady, quote unquote, may hold some truth, as many of the water wells in mineral wells contain a notable concentration of lithium, a substance utilized in contemporary treatments for a range of mental and mood disorders. So
Yeah.
it could have been that whatever she had was treatable by the lithium content in the water.
if she was bipolar.
That's still pretty fucking
That's pretty
cool.
dope.
And then the story of these healing waters, like many spas and other, springs throughout that time, drew tourists from all around the world throughout the early part of the 20th century. They built, they built bathhouses, drinking pavilions, spas, all began to open to try to cash in on
These healing waters.
yeah. So entrepreneurs found a more way to efficiently ship the waters, namely by shipping the minerals only
Oh.
in crystallized form.
Neat.
And then those who bought the crystals could add them to their water, instantly have mineral wells water.
That's cool.
Huh.
During the Great
Great Depression.
Great Depression.
It's your turn.
Depression.
During the Great Depression, mineral water companies were suffering because they were considered a luxury product, and it was expensive for many people to travel to mineral wells. It's outside of Dallas, so if you can imagine just trying, not being with modern travel and modern city size, trying to get anywhere to Dallas and then beyond that.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest place to get to.
It ain't easy to get there.
Also, the FDA began to closely monitor medical advertising as a whole.
Yep.
and it was that limited the claims that the local water companies could make, because there was also general more medical advancement in this time, lessening general interest in natural healing.
Yeah, you could say it's healing waters.
Right. So
There's medicine in this water.
most of the water companies closed by the 1940s. One company still remains the famous mineral water company, the Crazy Water Company.
Neat.
Founded in 1904, it is the only place in Mineral Wells where you can sit at the bar, order the same mineral water, and enjoy the taste that built the city. And you can go to the Crazy Water Bar. It's the original well, and get
We should go.
tap.
That would be fun.
We
Like-
should go to there.
we can go to there.
Go get a fancy cup of water.
Fancy cup of water.
Can I have some of that rock water, please?
I'll pull the Crazy Water website up, and I can tell you the concentrations, because there's different.
Oh, neat.
There's different mineral levels depending on the depth that they pull the water from in the
Oh.
well.
I want that deep shit.
Will-
I
okay.
want it to taste like dirt.
Dirt water,
So,
please.
just a little bit about Palo Pinto County, which is the county that Mineral Wells is in. They named themselves Mineral Wells also after the mineral water to basically be able to prevent. Basically, they wanted it to be able to.
Be publicly owned?
No,
or-
they wanted like outside tourist people or outside of the city companies to not be able to profit as much off of the mineral water.
Okay.
So they named the town Mineral Wells.
Got it.
So that way they could like sell, like they couldn't have as much external profit pulling.
Yeah, so like Dallas couldn't take
correct
claim of it.
Yeah.
So I like to do a thing where I look up what the Spanish words mean to see how funny a place sounds when you say it in English.
Okay.
Like Palo Duro Canyon means hard stick canyon.
Yep.
Palo Pinto County is painted stick
Yeah.
county.
It's there.
Is
I
it?
was
Okay,
I'm gonna
sorry.
say it.
I was like,
Quit stealing my thunder. Damn.
no, sorry. I was like, I was like,
Sorry.
Pinto means painted, so that means painted stick.
Palo Pinto was given its name from a creek named by the Spaniards. There's much speculation by locals as to why the name Palo Pinto, which means painted stick or painted post in Spanish, like why they named the creek that. My guess is from mineral leaching in the water is going to change, and the rocks are going to change the color of the water as it travels. Some say the Spaniards came through the area in autumn and admired the colorful leaves, while others claim it was because they noticed uniquely colored or spotted lichen on trees along the creek. More than likely, though, the name Palo Pinto was derived from those who noticed the colorful markings painted on tree trunks by Native Americans.
Cool.
It could also have to do with the color of the rocks and the water and things like that, especially with a higher mineral content.
You know,
Yeah.
or like you know how like salt gets left over on like beechwood? It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
So
promise I
river.
didn't mean to steal
it's
your thunder.
okay.
That is genuinely one of those that I was like, when, like Palo Duro Canyon was the one that started it, and I was like, that just means hard stick. That's hard stick canyon. And then I was like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. So then you were like, Palo Pinto, and I was like, that means painted stick. I know Palo.
They
And
got
I
a
was
lot
like,
of
and
sticks
Pinto
up
means
there.
painted.
So we're gonna start
Oh no.
with of the 4 locations, the one that I am the least.
The biggest bummer.
I'm the most skeptical of this
Okay.
particular location.
Okay. And it's not the baker.
It's not the Baker.
Hooray.
It is called
Hooray.
Haunted Hill House.
Okay.
Okay.
And the
Like the TV show?
Look,
No.
if you say haunted in the title of the place, I'm
Yeah.
less likely to believe that it's haunted.
I went to their website, right?
Okay.
Because I'm like, listen,
Go to the source.
Go to the
Yeah,
source.
see what they're saying.
horrendous website.
Iconic.
The most
of them.
atrocious
Good.
website I have ever been to, and I mean that offensively.
From like 2003, huh?
Worst website I've ever seen, parentheses, rude.
And I mean it. Like, it's bad.
Y'all fix your website.
I'm gonna show you guys their like history tab
Okay.
on their website because
I'm ready to be a...
No paragraphs, no indentation.
it's
One run.
I don't
run-on
know how to
sentence.
like tell you how
size 2 font.
Yep.
I don't
It is neon green on black.
it's not, but oh god, it's atrocious.
We're not looking at it, by the
We're
way.
making
We're
shit
making
up right
shit
now.
up right now. But what if we were right? How crazy would that be?
This is eyeballs. This is front page. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Okay?
Show Christopher.
Okay.
Front page.
Yeah, not bad.
It's got its like stuff
Yeah,
here.
that's not terrible.
That's
That's,
fine.
fine.
Talks about the shows that it's been featured on.
Great.
That's fine. On their little like pull down menu, you go to
History.
about
Okay.
Hill House, and then it's got history and testimonials. I clicked history. I'm just gonna pass you my phone. I'm gonna let you look at that, and I'm gonna pass my phone to Sarah. Don't comment yet. Don't comment yet.
I heard a tiny noise.
Okay.
I didn't hear any. Just a. Okay.
That.
Oh, God.
See, I didn't see the picture whenever I.
I'm sorry. There's a bad clown at the top of the page.
Content warning. There's a clown.
See, you passed it to me, and I did not see the clown until I scrolled all the
You
way
may-
back up
you
and
may-
went. Ah.
You may react. You may both react now.
Okay, first of all, already screamed. Second of all, why is the formatting of this look like it was written as a poem? Like, why is the formatting so bad? Why are there 2 periods at the end of this sentence and none at the end of that sentence?
And like, there's some that it's like it's a word. It looks intentionally like there is one word to a line sometimes. Like it's not.
Hidden in a cave
Yeah.
and 4 bathrooms.
Provide drink of coffee and snacks.
4 special dates.
This is a boomer on Facebook.
Are you gonna read this whole thing?
I'm not.
Can
I'm-
I?
No.
Okay.
I'm surprised that it's not in all caps.
Several deaths.
Several deaths.
Both of those words are capitalized for some reason in the middle of a sentence. Oh no, it's a new sentence.
Oh, is it?
Just there isn't punctuation at the end of the previous sentence. I'm gonna read you. I have to read you this tiny bit. Several deaths in the house happens during this time period. Space. Period. Space. We have.
Fuck.
Atrocious. And then I looked.
It's bad, y'all.
I went, okay, I don't know how much I trust
This
any
website?
of this.
Yeah.
Does the rest of it look like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Reportedly, the house, because of how poor the website is,
Yeah.
Right.
I trust the accuracy of none of their
Zero.
Correct.
stuff.
None. None
Based
at all.
on other research that I did, the property itself was reportedly built in the 1800s,
Okay.
like the 1880s specifically, I believe.
Okay.
According to them, that property houses 3 of the original wells that helped make mineral wells famous.
Oh.
The Lamar Iron Well, the French Well, and the Mesquite Well. Listen. Those exist. I don't know that they're for sure on that property. The East Mountain is directly located behind the house. You can see it in drone shots. It's there. That's not a lie.
That's present.
And it's apparently known for Sam Bass's gold being hidden in a cave on that mountain. Don't know how accurate that is.
On that mountain.
One
that
of
there
the
mountain.
original wells, not sure which one,
One
has
of them.
apparently been reopened inside the house and is located inside what is referred to as the Scratcher Room. And I went, I hate that it's called that.
Well, their picture on their
I
history
just-
page is a horrifying clown doll.
Hold on. Apparently, it reportedly served as a speakeasy/brothel for guests of the Baker Hotel. There was apparently multiple deaths reported to have happened on site. Allegedly, very, very haunted.
Several deaths. Capital S, capital D.
The current owners are Kathy and Sonny Estes. They bought the house in 2017. She
Of the park variety.
no,
Not of the
method.
method.
No.
She apparently, all of the decor in the house is like her decor, she's redecorated the house. So it looks very normal on the outside, and inside it's like freaky as shit.
She picked that clown.
I guess it's rumored to have had murders and then also satanic rituals happen on the site.
Oh my god.
And
So
you
everything.
can-
Hold on. Is it on an ancient Indian burial ground too?
Yes.
I don't know.
Just to add to the list.
You can do overnight investigations in the
Oh.
house
How
for
much?
$500 a
No.
night on a weeknight and $550 a night for a weekend night.
No.
It was like
Wrong.
It was like what, $60 a person to do Waverly Hills,
I think
And
so.
like I think it's
and you could do
$75 a person to do the overnight investigation on the Lexington.
right. It may have been more than that for the Waverly Hills,
I
but
think it-
still, that's Waverly Hills.
So I watched Shane McAuliffe, which this is not a shot at him. I think he got. He's from the Texas Bucket List blog.
Yeah.
He visited.
I think I've met him.
He and his cameraman went to the Haunted Hill House in 2021. They went to Mineral Wells in 2021.
Okay.
Because I watched his video and like read through the blog post that went with it.
I think he interviewed me.
And I truly I watched the whole thing to see how the owners like behaved in this
Right.
video.
Right.
I think Ghost Adventures has been to this. I know Ghost Files has been to this, and like Portal to Hell and different shows like that have all been to this, which is like not. This is where I was kind of mentioned that it's similar to the Winchester Mystery House, and that I think they've done this.
They've
They
got-
have perpetuated
they've
it.
gotten people.
I watched that whole thing, and I truly think that Kathy and Sonny Estes are purposely trying to make it scary,
Yes.
and being very over the top about the way that the hauntings are being presented.
And that's why there's a clown.
This comes straight out of the Texas Bucket List article. Apparently, the house is so haunted, Kathy doesn't spend a whole lot of time in it, and she refuses to go upstairs. According to the Esteses, that's where the most active entity can be found here. It goes by Toby, and is something they say isn't from this world.
Toby.
When I started out, I enjoyed it a lot, but now I don't enjoy it anymore, expressed Kathy. She's not really into wanting to do anything in the house anymore. I'm more to the extreme. I'm always looking for the next crazy thing to happen, said Sonny. When they did their investigation, because they did stay in the house overnight, they did have some mic interference issues before they started like their official investigation. Like their camera guy was like, I'm having mic issues. When Sonny was still in the house with them, they did have some REM pod activity happen. They apparently get a lot of EVPs. Kathy, in her interview, talks about AVPs, which she called audio voice phenomena, which is like hearing it, I guess, in person.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's not terminology that we utilize super frequently.
Disembodied voices.
So I don't know that I would call
Yeah.
it AVP is not terminology I would use as an investigator personally.
No, it's called a disembodied voice.
Once Sonny had left and like they were in the house kind of by themselves, there really wasn't a whole lot that happened until about 1:00 in the morning.
Okay.
And basically like Shane and his cameraman were like having a discussion about like, do we have enough evidence to like be done? Do we have enough to tell the story, kind of thing? They both heard a voice that startled them. The cameras didn't pick up the voice, but they heard it. Apparently, it said "Get out" coming from Toby's room.
Cute.
And they were basically like, they heard the "Get out," and they were like, you know what, we're done. Like, we're done.
Okay.
They're very, very amateur. Like, they are
Yeah.
a blog.
Valid.
Production.
Like, look, if something tells you, anyone who is told by a spirit legitimately get out, yeah, I get it. I also probably would be like, okay.
Okay.
Because
bye.
we want to be respectful of spirits. If something tells me to leave,
Yeah, it's like
I'll
they
leave.
don't want me here.
Kathy apparently runs when shit like that happens, which again, like, whatever.
I
Donnie,
I wouldn't run.
Donnie, his cameraman, and Shane did their best to debunk what they had happened to them. Apparently, Kathy and Sonny do as well. Every investigation is checked for authenticity.
I love those air quotes, and I loved that well placed apparently.
We go through it. She says, we go through our cameras and we go through everything and we watch them. We zoom in on them. We make sure they're not doing it, faking it, that nobody else is doing it. If we see someone is making up things in the house for a YouTube or TikTok and we catch them faking things, we won't promote them. and we won't share their videos as evidence. We will also not allow them to return to the house, explained Kathy. We take this very seriously, and it's not something to be faked. This to us is research, and like science, we take it very seriously. And the people that play around for fame and fortune, we don't appreciate those kind of people coming here.
Okay.
You let Ghost Adventures go.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So something about this isn't sitting right with me.
Yeah, I'm going to get to the rest of why it's not sitting right in here in just a second.
Okay.
So
I will let you continue then.
all right. So I didn't like that I couldn't find very much on this house.
Right.
Right? Like I was like, I don't like that their history is shitty.
Yeah, like their history page was not very long, and it was very like this happened and this happened.
Right.
Like it wasn't
Several deaths.
Several deaths.
So I found a Reddit thread about specifically the Ghost Files
Cheers to Reddit.
Hell yeah,
episode
Reddit.
that I guess was done. I didn't watch the episode, but the Ghost Files episode that was done. And user DearCan 7636.
Nice.
They did some deep dive research on the property itself based on
Thank
the
you,
reported
user DearCan.
info on the Haunted Hill House website. And that evidence, that research disproves some of the claims that are made by the Estises as far as what the house, who like owned, who built the house and all of these things.
Good.
Including information off of the Texas Comptroller website and some different things. So, like, they claim in their history section, William Barclay's Kyle built the house. He likely died or had left Texas before the house was actually built.
Great.
And his widow, his wife, whoever that was, I think Fiona is her name, didn't buy the house or build the house until like 2 years after they claimed that the house was built or
Great.
something like
so
that.
the house is newer than they think it is.
And then the thread also has other users that like added additional evidence to this original, including audio evidence that the owners likely have planted speakers throughout the house.
I was going to say that
And-
get out feels pointed and fake.
And
Yeah,
that they
I was
probably have made up a lot of the lore of the house to build reputation.
Yeah.
And many of the historical facts supposedly told by the owners don't match with general historic record. There is somebody, I don't remember the exact user on the thread. I should have copied it better. But basically, they took audio. They were able to find the same audio evidence that was found in the Ghost Files, like on YouTube. And like basically, it's this exact same audio evidence.
Yeah.
And then there's like an audio thing that like a professional audio engineer in that thread was like, you can hear it's a bad speaker crackle. Like you can tell if you know what you're listening for, that's a speaker interference issue. So because they're probably watching people in the house when they're getting to the point where they feel like nothing is happening, they're probably spoofing evidence in. And that's not to say that there aren't hauntings there, like similar to the Winchester house with all of this scary intention that they have set.
Right.
I don't feel like this house is super legit as far as hauntings are concerned, especially the more I was digging into it, like the less valid it felt. And I don't care who you are. I'm not paying you $500 to be lied to.
No.
Right.
To do my own investigation.
Right.
That's
hype up being
crazy.
scared. Like they hype you up to be scared before they release you into the house to do your own investigation. And then if they're piping noises or other things
Get
to do,
out.
electrical interference to do REM pod or, anything like that. I just think that's really shitty. So, and I want to say that I don't think that the shows that have been there, I think similar to the Winchester Mystery House, they may have just got. Like they didn't do anything wrong by going to that location because it is reported that it's a really haunted location.
And
it markets itself that way, just like the Winchester Mystery House does, right? I think personally that I think this particular set of owners, maybe a previous set of owners wasn't this bad. Maybe there was hauntings previously, but all that I could find is what has been said by the owners that are currently there, and it feels like they have done this intentionally to make money, and maybe they feel like they're doing the best kind of thing that they can do for the house, and they're not trying to just be shitty.
Yeah.
But based on the evidence that I found, it looks like they're just spoofing people.
Yeah,
So.
that sucks.
Can I pull my pen?
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting that specifically the stuff that Texas Bucket List got was mic interference and then REM pod activity, because to me that screams we have turned the speaker on upstairs, like because that like audio equipment notoriously like walkie-talkies, right? If you get two walkie-talkies next to each other, they squeal.
Yeah.
If you have two wireless microphones in the same space, like, hi, the reason that we use the corded microphones that we use is because we were gonna use cordless
wireless
mics, and we could not get more than two of them to communicate to a receiver on our soundboard because it was too many signals, and they would freak out and it wouldn't connect to whose mic was whatever. And so to me, and the REM pod is an electrical current situation. Like, you're fucking with the electromagnetic field. So the Get Out is very much, to me, sounds like a speaker.
Yep.
And the fact that they had mic interference and the REM pod is like the evidence, the main evidence that they captured, screams that they have that house wired.
Yeah.
For stuff. And that's shitty.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry. I thought about that. I was like, oh, that's crazy that the evidence that they got is something that would happen when you turn on another wireless microphone.
I don't know why immediately upon you saying that, like, at 1 a.m, as they were talking about, like, do you think we have enough?
Get out.
They immediately get a get out from Toby's the scary
room.
Ghost's room.
He's not a ghost. He's not of this world, Christopher.
Yeah, Toby the scary alien's room.
Toby the scary demon is what they're implying with that.
Toby the scary...
A demon that goes by Toby?
Toby?
That's funny to me.
And they don't even...
I
maybe,
immediately was like, that's a speaker.
They don't have any kind of information on, like, who Toby is or, like, anything.
Right.
Like, they don't have anything like that listed.
He's just
on
not
their
of this
site.
world.
So the next location that we're going to talk about is the Crazy Water Hotel.
Okay. Are these, like, in order from, like, most skeptical to... Okay.
No,
that was the worst one?
Yeah, that was the worst one. The rest of them, I think, are pretty
legit.
Pretty legit.
Okay.
So, history.
History.
The Crazy Water Hotel was established in 1912. The hotel has 62 rooms and like 88 local investors. So a lot of the community and a lot of the hotels, the community is heavily involved with like the businesses. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It has a fascinating its history dates back to 1881. The James Alvis Lynch, the founder of the town, basically that's where, that's when he had found that the water has therapeutic properties, and then people came there all the time. And then basically to meet the demand of everybody coming to mineral wells, they dug 3 additional wells. One of them is the site of the current Crazy Water Hotel. It was originally named the Wiggins Well after the man who owned the well. And then local school children first began calling it the Crazy Well because of the old woman that had some kind of
crazy lady
mental illness. Basically, after she began to improve, she disappeared. Nobody knows who she is.
Oh,
but she has this legacy of naming the well.
Hell yeah! She was like,
oh
shit,
I feel better now.
She was like, that manic episode over.
And then they do say, while we make no claims that the water cured her, the folks in that day certainly did. That her miraculous cure just added to the legend of the healing magic of the water. In 1885, they built a small wooden pavilion over that well. Mm-hmm. The completion of a passenger railroad in 1891 brought more people to mineral wells, and it continued to become a popular tourist destination for the people that wanted to try this water. Thus, because of that, in 1900, they replaced the small wooden pavilion with a larger frame pavilion, and that there people were entertained by orchestras, vaudeville acts, and silent films.
A party.
Later still, a larger brick pavilion replaced the frame pavilion, It still was not enough to hold the amount of people.
Too many people want to get to this well.
And so Mineral Wells needed a hotel.
Hell yeah.
So that need was met in 1913. The construction of a 5-story hotel that adding 2 buildings and a shared lobby to the original, the brick pavilion. This was the first Crazy Water Hotel.
So the first hotel in Mineral Wells was this, not the Baker.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Oh.
This has at that time it had 110 rooms. It was the first hotel, the first large hotel that was not just like
a little inn.
Tragically, though, that hotel and everything on that block was completely consumed by a fire in 1925.
Oh no.
However, the hotel was quickly rebuilt by Carr Collins.
Go Carr Collins.
And in just 2 years, so by 1927, the new 7-story Crazy Hotel reopened, offering a whopping 250 rooms.
Wow.
The design for the Crazy Water Hotel was inspired by Spanish colonial revival design elements that created an atmosphere of elegance and sophistication.
Neat.
Then, on the first floor of the 7-story Crazy Water Hotel,
The big one.
there were stores on the first floor with physicians' offices on the mezzanine level, or the mezzanine floor above. On the rooftop, there was a ballroom and an outdoor patio that you could see the view of the town and the Palo Pinto Mountains.
Wow.
In the basement, the guests enjoyed a bathhouse, bowling lanes, a skee-ball court, and domino tables. The Crazy Water Pavilion was one of the largest of its kind in the Southwest, and the counter was advertised as the largest counter in the world over which mineralized water was served.
Cool.
Not that hard of a claim to make, but, they can make it.
I want to go to there.
Proud of the magnificent hotel, the town celebrated for a solid week with a baseball game, a wrestling match, a golf tournament, banquets, concerts, dances, and various other entertainments.
Can they do that again?
5,000 people were in town for the formal opening, with over 1,000 attending the opening day ceremonies in the lobby. Nice. The town was so crazy with excitement, they named it Crazy Week.
Haha, crazy.
The hotel even had its own radio program, the Crazy Radio Gang.
Nice.
That was aired directly from the lobby of the hotel.
That's so fun.
I love this.
In the early 1920s, the Crazy Hotel Orchestra began entertaining fans on Fort Worth's WBAP radio station on Sunday nights.
I love that.
And during the 1930s, they aired their radio program Crazy Water Crystals Saturday Night Jamboree to sell Crazy Water crystals, the powdered mineral left after the evaporation of crazy.
I know what I'm using my time machine for.
Like Gatorade.
When I get my time machine, I am going back to Crazy Week.
Yeah. They should do this like every couple years. Be like, we're having Crazy Week again.
So
come back.
Unfortunately,
wrestling.
The Crazy Water Hotel began to struggle in the mid-20th century.
Yeah.
As folks increasingly began to rely on the newly available modern medicines to treat their ailments. In addition, affordable automobiles and better roads made road trips to state parks and other great American sites even more appealing to travelers. So, the hotel closed as a hotel in 1961. In the intervening years, it served as an interim hospital while the county hospital was being built and as a retirement home. Oh. And it was permanently closed in 2010 and sat vacant for nearly 11 years.
Wow.
Happily, a group of these 88 local investors joined together in 2019 to bring the Crazy Water Hotel back.
Yay!
So it was renovated and reopened in 2021. The rooms have been enlarged and beautifully remodeled with all the modern amenities.
In the middle of COVID.
We can go to there.
We can go to there.
The wonderful shops surround the first floor. The Crazy Coffee and Water Bar now occupies the large water bar. And a restaurant is soon to join the first floor merchants.
Nice.
I'm not sure how soon that is based on this came off their website, but I don't know.
Like when it was updated.
When it was updated.
So we can go to there.
We can. Yeah. Today, the mezzanine floor now offers conference rooms and hospitality suites, and the rooftop ballroom and pavilion have been splendidly restored, making stunning venues for weddings and events. The basement is being restored as a world-class spa, offering health and wellness care. The Crazy Water Hotel once again welcomes guests from all over the world. In fact, some of the first guests in the newly renovated hotel were the cast and crew from Paramount's mini TV series 1883.
Oh, cool.
So
Neat.
let's talk about some hauntings.
Ghosts
Let's talk about
in
the ghosts
crazy hotel.
from the Crazy Water Hotel. So
This is I'm sorry. I'm looking at their website.
Is it really pretty?
Very
it's very
pretty.
pretty.
I
The
want to go to
The
there.
Baker's website is also very pretty. I believe I can pull up. You can still do walk-ins to the original well area.
Right.
And do a tour, and it's like $5 for an all-day tour or something like that, and you get a bottle of crazy water with it. Water hotel.
This is so cute. We should go to there. It's 4.5 hours away from Houston.
We should go to there.
So there are 4 different kinds of water. So there is number 1. There is crazies 2, 3, and 4. And 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Crazy water number 4.
Uh-huh.
Is that the dirt one?
Crazy water number 1 is the lowest mineral count. They filter most of it out, keeping just things to keep the water alkaline. So its mineral contents are negligible. Crazy water number 2. The source of that is the Norwood well. It's a low to medium mineral content. Its highest content it's got calcium, magnesium, potassium, bicarbonate, T alkalinity, dissolved solids, sulfate, zinc, silica, lithium, and pH. Its pH is 7.4. Then crazy water number 3. It says slightly wacko. The source is the famous deep well. It's a medium water mineral content. Its pH is 8.
Okay. So we're going up.
It's got this similar minerals to the other one. It's the
other.
same minerals, just the amount
different
is
content.
higher.
Yeah.
And then number 4 is they only recommend 1 to 2 glasses daily of crazy water number 4 because it's got such a high mineral level.
Yeah.
And
too much
the
minerals
source
is
of it
bad for
and the source of it comes from the crazy well.
I want to drink that.
Its
I want that
pH
one.
is 7.7, but it's got 62.8 milligrams per liter of calcium.
You don't need to drink
68.2
milk anymore.
Magnesium has 46.9 milligrams per liter. Potassium is 11.7 milligrams per liter. Bicarbonate is 583 milligrams per liter. T alkalinity is 588 milligrams per liter.
Give me a good 8 ounces of that. I
Sulfate
think it might fix me.
Sulfate is 1,080 milligrams per liter.
Fuck.
Zinc is 0.101 milligrams per liter, which is a lot of zinc.
That's a lot of zinc.
Silica has 5.42 milligrams per liter. The lithium has 0.161 milligrams per liter, which is a lot of lithium. And then its pH is 7.7.
Yeah, I think that would fix me.
And then they have they've added some fizzy bubbles to crazy water number 3. So if you're looking for a bubbly version, they have a bubbly version.
No, thank you.
I know, you don't
I'll
like
take my
bubbles.
rock water flat.
So I found this
I need this in my bones.
compilation of ghosts from the Crazy Water Hotel.
okay.
From a man named Bob Hopkins.
Hi, Bob Hopkins.
Hopkins.
So basically a lot of these stories come from the 1990s when they were doing reconstruction of the kitchen area on the first floor. There has been a figure of a small child seen pretty regularly.
Spooky.
So Amy Harris, an employee of the Crazy Water, reported that one morning in 1994, she was in the kitchen panning bacon for residents at breakfast when suddenly just to her left stood a little girl in an old-fashioned pink frilly dress with white stockings, standing with her hands perched on the side of the table, watching Amy at work. Amy said she was just there for a few seconds and then suddenly disappeared. Then, at Christmas 1999, Amy was entering the kitchen area from the dining room when she was suddenly overcome with a cold chill as if something passed right through her.
Jesus.
Isabel Hernandez, another Crazy Water employee, stated that a little girl's spirit who has called her Dizzy, a nickname that only her family knows, frequently follows her around the kitchen. On another occasion, she felt someone touch her while she was serving food in the serving line. She said at first the little ghost scared her, but over the years she's gotten used to it.
Fair enough.
Another employee by the name of Walter has reported hearing the little girl sobbing in the basement.
Aww.
And then upon investigating the cries, felt a cold spot in the area where he heard the sounds originating from.
They're so sad.
Joyce Landon, most of these are about this little girl, but
Yeah.
that's fine. Joyce Landon, another Crazy Water employee, claims she too has seen a little girl playing in the kitchen area, as has Linda Ruiz, who reported in April 2000 that she saw a man wearing a long trench coat as if he walked out of the 1930s or 1940s.
Huh.
He too was there for just a short time and then vanished. Several of the employees have heard the sounds of voices and of the little girl in the basement area located just under the kitchen. Curtis, the maintenance man, reported seeing the little girl near the elevators in the basement. The basement area is part of the old Crazy Water Hotel that burned down in 1925, and the old brick walls still bear the charred remains of the original building.
Huh.
I wonder, because it sounds like a lot of the little girl is like in the kitchen. I wonder if like her mom worked in the kitchen.
Maybe.
And she was just like there all the time.
They didn't. I couldn't find a lot of like extra history. Obviously, this is a ghost story. It's like I
Right,
can't
it's a ghost story.
find-
I'm just positing, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe like I don't want to think anything bad happened to this little girl. I'm thinking
Right.
like maybe she was just there all the time because her
Yeah.
mom was working and she was
Yeah.
like not old enough to be in school or whatever. And so she was just there all the time with her mom. Because like that first story is like a little girl would be how she would be watching like somebody cooking.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know.
Like, what are you doing?
And then there
your
were
business.
basically a bunch of responses on this like forum post to these original stories about this little
Okay.
girl. So these are those responses to that.
Responses.
So this says, my family is from Mineral Wells, and my great-grandmother lived there up until her death in 2002. She was a resident of the Crazy Water Hotel for several years. Again, it was a retirement home at one point.
Right.
And I loved the feeling of the old building. Every time I would visit, there would always be a bit of playtime downstairs in the enormous lobby, and then a trip to the roof to explore. Downstairs, taped to the windows of a room off the main lobby, are photographs of the Crazy Gang and a few celebrities who had visited the hotel. I loved the old photos and always spent a few minutes looking at them. Once or twice while standing in the area on different occasions, I felt a sudden surge of cold air hit me. I remember feeling as if something had passed right through me but brushed the thought aside. During one trip to the roof, I was looking out a window down onto the street. I am not absolutely certain, but as far as I can tell, this area has been the hotel's ballroom. As I stood at the window, I thought I saw the figure of a woman in a long red 1930s style dress. I turned, but the figure was gone. Since the rest of my family was outside on the rooftop terrace at the time, ruling all of them out as the image I saw. Also, the elevators had not opened since I had been upstairs. I was certain my mind was playing tricks on me, but who knows? Perhaps it was a ghost. I'm a bit of a skeptic, but with all of the excitement that the crazy once possessed, why wouldn't the building hold that spirit today? It seems reasonable. After all, the past never fades completely. Somehow a memory of it will always linger. Perhaps a few hotel guests are just part of the fabulous memory of the Crazy Water Hotel. This story, that response was from September 22nd, 2004, and the name was withheld by request of the respondent.
So from Anonymous.
And then...
That's a lovely one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I went there all the time. Ghosts. Maybe.
Spooky.
Weird stuff happened.
Weird stuff happened.
Neat.
But it was always nice.
It was always pleasant.
So this says, I have never seen the little girl in the story, but once a few months ago while working in the basement, I thought I saw something red pass by the doorway down the hall. I am not prepared to call it a ghost, but I was the only one there, and upon checking, the elevator was on an upper floor, so no one else could have been there. Sincerely, Richard Curtis, lead maintenance.
Curtis, I do love when people are like, I'm not ready to call it a ghost. But no one else was there and I couldn't identify what it was.
Yeah.
I love
saw
those.
something weird.
I love those people who are like, nope, something weird, but I am going to tell it on this ghost forum.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to call it a ghost, but it was weird.
You decide.
So those are the main stories from the Crazy Water. I'm
Yeah.
sure now that
Amazing.
it's reopened fully, and it's been reopened for about 4 years.
Yeah.
We should go. I would love. I didn't see on their website any kind of like ghost tour. I'm sure in Mineral Wells there are ghost tours. I know
Yeah.
for a fact there
Yeah.
are.
I feel like if we decided to go and stay, we could like call, like we would make a booking and then we could call ahead and be like, hey, we're a podcast. We're ghost hunters. How would you feel about us doing an investigation and saying only nice things, really, and putting it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Right. Just so that way we give them the forewarning of like, this is a thing we plan to do, probably just in our own room and maybe other public spaces that are accessible at all times. But like,
Right.
hi, we love you. Can we do this?
Yeah. So that's all I have about the Crazy Water Hotel.
Great place. Love it. Want to go
Yeah.
there. Want to go to there.
The next one I have is Fort Walters.
Okay.
Wolters.
Ooh.
So Fort Walters was originally established as Camp Walters in 1925. It is 4 miles east of Mineral Wells and sits in both Parker County and Palo Pinto County.
It's on the county line.
It was named for Brigadier General Jacob F. Walters, commander of the 56th Brigade of the National Guard, and was designated a summer training site for his units originally.
Okay.
Mineral Wells donated 50 acres and leased 2,300 acres of land, and in World War II, provided that land to increase the camp's area to 7,500 acres.
Crazy.
The camp became important and was designated. The camp was named an infantry replacement center for the U.S. Army on March 22nd, 1941.
Okay.
And that led to a troop capacity that reached a peak of 24,973 soldiers.
That's a lot of men.
That's a lot of guys.
6 months after the end of World War II, the camp was deactivated.
Well,
Local businessmen purchased the land and the facilities and converted them to private use.
okay.
However, the tensions of the Cold War resulted in the reopening of the camp in early 1951 under the authority of the United States Air Force.
That makes sense.
At the
Yeah.
installation, then named Walters Air Force Base, there was newly housed the formed. Oh my gosh! It housed the newly formed Aviation Engineer Force.
Ooh.
Special category Army and Air Force personnel were trained there.
Neat.
In September 1956, the base became the primary helicopter center directed by the U.S. Army. And in June 1963, it was renamed to Fort Walters. At the time, all Army rotary wing aviators received basic and primary flight training there.
That's cool.
The Vietnam War increased the need for pilots, and the base became the home for training, not just for Army personnel, but also helicopter pilots for the Marine Corps in 1968 and for the Air Force in 1970. By 1970, Fort Walters covered 8,500 acres and leased an additional 1,700 acres to help handle the 1,200 helicopters used at the camp. By January 1st, 1973, 40,000 students had completed the 20-week training program. The base was also the home for the Beach Army Hospital, the 84th Military Police Detachment, the 328th U.S. Army Band, and the United States Army Reserve Detachment 16th Weather Squadron. In 1975, orders deactivating the base were issued. Part of the land and facilities became the property of the City of Mineral Wells and private businessmen. 90 acres and 13 buildings became the education center of Weatherford College. A portion of the land was also transferred by the United States government to the state of Texas for the development as part of Lake Mineral Wells State Park.
State Park?
That's nice.
In 1998, the City of Mineral Wells established the Fort Walters Historical Park on the triangle of land located about a half mile north of the entrance to Fort Walters at the junction of Hood Road, Lee Road, and Washington Road.
Cool.
The park contains signage providing information about the history of Fort Walters, a historic playground, helicopter, and toy cannon, and a large memorial to the recipients of the Medal of Honor who either served at Camp Walters or Fort Walters.
There's a helicopter I could play on.
Yeah.
And a cannon.
I care more about the helicopter.
They have the original gate as well that has been redone to look as it did.
That's pretty cool.
It had initially been updated to say like Walters Industrial Park or whatever because it was a business park at one point.
Yeah.
And then semi-recently they updated it to look like it did at the time it was active.
I love that.
That's fun.
As far as hauntings, most of the hauntings come out of the Beach Army Hospital.
Okay.
Okay.
That,
Yeah.
Which
makes
was
sense.
in service from 1957 to 1973. Again, this was a one. It was just a general army hospital, so it saw both soldiers and then the families of those soldiers.
Right.
But also, for those of you that don't know this or can't logically put this together, helicopters are very dangerous.
Helicopter's very dangerous.
And helicopter training is even more dangerous. So you're going to see not necessarily a higher rate of injury, but like what injuries you're going to have coming out of helicopter training, because that also includes like rappelling out of helicopters or like coming, like not just jumping out of planes, but like rappelling out of a helicopter.
Right.
You're doing various height drills.
Doing maintenance on helicopters.
You know, rotor blades, rotors.
Scary.
The intensity of those injuries are higher.
Right.
So it was only in service for about 16 years, 57 to 73.
Right.
A lot of people hear disembodied voices. That's common.
Makes
Most of
sense.
it, a lot of it is like residual
It's a
hospital spirits. So
I dare you to find a non-haunted hospital.
I mean, honestly,
If
so,
it's brand new and has never had anyone in it.
Yep.
many believe that the apparitions that are seen there are those of former patients, both service members and family members.
That makes sense.
Nurses and doctors are seen throughout the building, and more commonly than other locations. That makes sense. Apparently, there's a little boy who is seen playing near the main entrance, both inside and outside the building. But you know, if you lived on base, you played wherever you could. Per usual, the basement is rumored to be the most haunted area. It's always basements. People have reported extreme panic and the urge to run. Being in the basement, morgue. It's also just scary.
It's a hospital basement.
It's a
not
hospital
fun
basement.
place
It's
to be.
inherently more scary and more anxiety inducing. You're more likely to just inherently feel those feelings.
Yeah.
And then if there are spirits down there, you're more likely to feel that presence.
Right.
Anyway,
Like being underground is disconcerting.
Yeah.
some of the other haunted claims include breathing and groans,
Hospital.
unexplained noises, including extremely loud unexplained bangs, doors,
Hospital.
and the feeling of something unseen breathing on the back of your neck, which I hate.
Yuck. Give me a little bit of personal space.
Yeah. So that's
Unless you're blowing really hard from across the room, like, and then that's fine, I guess.
I think a lot of the other like barrack buildings and things like that have been torn down over time. So this may
Yeah.
be the last building that like
Is from
and I
that
don't think you
original.
can really get into it anymore. I think it's been remodeled into something else.
Yeah.
Not to say you can't go into that building. It's probably not still haunted, but it as a hospital building is not what it does anymore.
Yeah.
And now we're to the Baker Hotel.
It's time!
It's time for the
Baker.
Baker Hotel. So the story of the Baker Hotel began in 1922. The citizens of Mineral Wells were concerned that non-citizens were profiting from the growing fame of the community's mineral waters. They raised $150,000 in an effort to build another large hotel facility owned by local shareholders. They solicited the services of prominent Texas hotel magnate Theodore Brasher Baker, and who gained fame by designing and building such grand hotels as the Baker Hotel in Dallas, the Hotel Texas in Fort Worth, and managed the Connor Hotel in Joplin, Missouri.
Okay.
Architect Wyatt C. Hedrick based the hotel design on the Arlington Hotel in Hot Springs, Arkansas, which was known for its water and baths. Construction began on the hotel in 1926, but was stopped after Mr. Baker made a trip to California where he visited a hotel with a swimming pool and decided the new Baker Hotel must have one in front of the hotel.
It's like absolutely everything fucking stops. I need a pool.
Swimming pool
Now.
now.
The swimming pool was placed on top of an already completed basement, which was used as a work area for the hotel and a changing area for guests.
Hell yeah.
An Olympic-sized pool to be filled with the curing mineral waters.
Don't just drink it. Soak
It
in
was the first swimming pool built at a hotel in Texas.
That's cool as hell. I think I knew that, but had forgotten that
That's
detail.
Construction began the following year on the grand and opulent structure, which was described by Palo Pinto County historian John Winters as a Spanish colonial revival commercial high-rise. So similar to the Crazy Water Hotel.
Yeah, similar structure, construction.
It would rise 14 stories over Mineral Wells and house 450 guest rooms, 2 ballrooms, an in-house beauty shop, and other novelties such as a bowling alley, a gymnasium, and an outdoor swimming pool.
Neat.
Completed 3 years later with a cost of $1.2 million, equivalent to 22 million US dollars. That's six zeros, yeah. in 2024, the Mammoth building instantly dominated the city skyline.
Yeah.
Huge.
The Baker Hotel opened to the public on November 9th, 1929, and celebrated with a grand opening celebration gala 2 weeks later on November 22nd. It boasted extravagant creature comforts, such as an advanced hydraulic system that circulated ice water to all 450 guest rooms,
Whoa. Yeah.
lighting and fans controlled by the door locks that shut off and on automatically when the guest left or arrived their rooms.
That's cool.
And a valet compartment where guests could deposit soiled laundry that was accessible by hotel staff without them ever even having to enter the guest's room.
The year that it got finished is a little unfortunate.
Yeah. The hotel was fully air conditioned by the 1940s.
29.
Yeah.
The beginning of the Great Depression.
Which added to its appeal as a top-notch convention attraction, offering a meeting capacity of 2,500 attendees, a remarkable number considering that Mineral Wells was home to only about 6,000 residents in 1929. Though it opened mere days after the 1929 stock market crash, the Baker enjoyed immense success throughout the 1930s, largely due to Mineral Wells' growing reputation as a top-tier health spa destination.
Good. Okay, I'm glad.
Several
I was like, I knew it
notable-
was successful, so.
Yeah. Several notable celebrities made the Baker a temporary home during their visits to the city health spas.
Cute.
This guest list included Glenn Miller, Lawrence Welk, Clark Gable, Judy Garland, future U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson, and even the Three Stooges.
Oh my God, Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Yep.
All of them.
3 of them.
Wild.
It is even rumored by local historians that the legendary outlaws Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow may have spent a night or two at the Baker.
Oh,
That wouldn't surprise me.
that's cool. I like that.
T.B. Baker began to suffer financial difficulties in the early 1930s, eventually declaring bankruptcy in 1934.
Oh, no.
He passed control of the Baker Hotel to his nephew Earl Baker, who had served as the hotel's manager, as well as managing director of Baker's Gunter Hotel in San Antonio.
Okay.
Despite its owner's financial problems, Baker continued to thrive.
Cheers
Good.
to
As
Baker.
the decade came to a close, however, Mineral Wells' reputation as a health spa was in decline. Back to the modern medicine advances and discovery of antibiotics such as penicillin began to lead local doctors who had been encouraging patients to partake in the area's therapeutic waters to invest more confidence in modern medicine.
Penicillin.
Businesses began to,
Goddamn penicillin
I
ruins
know.
everything.
business began to suffer until a second boom in the Baker's popularity began when Camp Walters opened nearby in October 1940. It was home to the largest infantry placement in World War II, and the hotel enjoyed its greatest popularity and success as a result. Throughout World War II, the transient and permanent population of Mineral Wells hovered near 30,000 people, a large number of them making their temporary homes in the Baker. Camp Walters shut down in 1946, 1 year after World War II ended, and nearby business suffered as a result.
Yeah.
A smaller renaissance came in 1951 when the camp was reopened as Fort Walters. The Baker Hotel hosted the Texas Republican Party conventions in 1952 and 1955. The Texas Democratic Party held their convention at the Baker in 1954. Aside from these successes, business declined steadily through the 1950s, and the proverbial final nail was driven by Earl Baker himself when he announced that he would be closing the hotel after the passing of his 70th birthday in 1963.
My mom. was
True to
born in-
his word, Baker shuttered the building on April 30th of that year, bringing it into the 34 years of service to Mineral Wells and surrounding areas. The hotel reopened 2 years later, in 1965, when a group of local investors
She's back.
leased the structure from the Baker family, but the revival was brief and marred by the death of Earl Baker of a heart attack in 1967
Rest in peace.
after he was found unconscious of the floor of the cavernous Baker suite.
Oh.
In 1972, the Baker closed its doors for the last time. Although several groups had made offers to rehabilitate the structure, the building remained abandoned until 2019, when it was announced that the Baker Hotel would be renovated and restored. In 2014, citizens of Mineral Wells approved a measure to allocate a portion of the city's sales tax to the renovation project that will provide up to $4 million for the $65 million project.
How fun.
On
What a-
June
What a good use of sales tax
Yeah.
in the area.
In
Yeah.
June 20th, 2019, the Baker was announced to have been bought by the Dallas-Fort Worth based investor Laird Fairchild, along with other partners who had secured the last of the funding needed for the restoration. The plans were announced in August of 2019 for the Baker Hotel Development Partners to purchase and reopen the Baker with a proposed renovation budget of $65 million. The plans called to enlarge the current 450 rooms and bring the total number of rooms down to 165. The second floor will still be maintained as a luxury mineral spa. The $65 million renovation began in late 2019. In May of 2021, it was announced that the Baker Hotel would be expected to reopen in the fall of 2024. However, in October 2022, the reopening was delayed to mid-2025. And in September of 23, it was announced that the reopening would be again delayed to spring of 26. In July of 24, it was announced that the hotel needed to secure a $20 or $25 million loan in order to continue construction. Sources differ on the amount of the loan. It was also said if the loan was approved, the hotel would resume construction and will reopen either in late 2027 or at some point in 2028. In spring of 2025, it was officially announced that the reopening would be again delayed until 2028. So at this point, we have 2 years we still have to wait until it reopens. However,
it's crazy to me that the Crazy Water one was like 8 people got together in 2019. 88. Sorry,
people.
88 people got together in 2019 and went, we're going to rebuild this thing. And
We're
they
gonna
did
do
it in 2 years.
well, but you have to remember that you're talking about
It's a way
half
smaller
the size
building.
of that building.
No, I know. It's just crazy to me that these like investors who somehow pulled together $65 million were like,
Right.
sorry, we can't get it done.
But
I mean-
the Crazy Water sat vacant far less long.
Right.
That's true.
Because
it wasn't as long.
the Crazy Water only sat vacant for about
like
11 years.
Yeah, it was like 10 years. You're right.
Versus this has sat
You're right, you're
vacant
right,
for
you're
like
right, you're right,
40.
You're right. You're right.
You're
right.
So
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures has done episodes. I think
Yeah.
in like 2012 they did an episode at the Baker.
Yeah.
It was pretty early.
It was abandoned.
It was still a lot of the like paranormal television has been while it's been abandoned, which is neat in its own right.
It's
You know what's crazy? A lot of what I know about the Baker is from Ghost
Ghosted-
Adventures.
Yeah.
I love an abandoned building.
Um,
They're really fun.
So there are a couple of haunted, like ghosts. Obviously, I think there's probably a lot of residual haunts. It's a hotel.
Yeah.
And especially with current construction happening, it's a hotel under
Right.
construction.
And it was a busy hotel.
And it was a very busy hotel, a very big deal hotel, right? So there's a bellhop. So
Love a bellhop ghost.
one of the more notable sightings has been that of what they call the bellhop boy. This particular bellhop was, eager to make a good impression, dedicated to customer service. However, unfortunately, in 1948, while on shift, was accidentally crushed to death by the elevator.
Ouch.
So this was something that was reported in a 1948 newspaper article.
Oh my god.
So I don't know how exactly what happened.
I didn't know about him. I don't
Ouch.
remember him.
So you can still see him in his 40s bellhop uniform going about his business.
Poor guy.
So, pardon me?
Oh, that was the buzzing. I was
Sorry.
like, what was that?
It's my phone.
No, I just heard a noise and was like, what was that?
He is not a malevolent spirit by
No,
any means.
He's just a helper.
He's just there.
Restoration project manager Mark Rawlings said that some people who came looking for a cure for whatever they had never left.
They didn't make it.
There were 29 reported deaths in the Baker from what Rawlings had been told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, one of those deaths was the 16-year-old bellhop who was
he was a
crushed.
little guy.
Yeah, he was little. He was crushed by the elevator when he was preparing to begin his shift. So,
At the beginning of the workday.
Rawlings says if anything paranormal is at the Baker, it isn't creepy or scary.
Yeah.
They're just good people. Now they're good ghosts, he said. Why are you going to scare us off if we're here fixing up your house? Throughout the years, especially since the hotel closed in the early 1970s, people have claimed to encounter scents throughout the building, scents they believe have a paranormal explanation. Rawlings himself says that his nose has noticed several unexplained smells.
His nose disembodied from his body.
He says, I have smelled that smell, which cracks me up. The explanation for the smells usually leads back to one person, the hotel's founder and builder, T.B. Baker.
Oh, my God.
Baker had a suite on the 11th floor. He reportedly smoked cigars near his fireplace, and Rawlings has smelled cigar smoke in there, and he's never smoked a cigar. Okay. And many other people have smelled cigar smoke, and it usually comes from near the fireplace.
Huh.
Neat. And those are obviously inactive fireplaces.
Yeah.
And cigar smoke is a very distinct smell.
It is a distinct smell.
Mr. Baker also had some secrets. Oh. He had a mistress who stayed on the 7th floor. For reasons unknown, I'm sure they're more known than people want to admit, she jumped to her death from her window.
That's the one that I know about.
However, her spirit, real popular. Rawlings says it's quite Rawlings. I'm so sorry. Clearly my accent is coming out real bad. Rawlings says it's quite common to walk past her bathroom and smell perfume. Huh. In fact, he's claimed he's smelled perfume at least a dozen times since he was brought onto the project almost 15 years ago. Huh. It smells like what my grandmother would have worn, Rawlings said. Rawlings said that the smell of perfume isn't subtle. It's usually very strong, like as if someone
overpowering,
as if someone just put it on, and it's always the same type of perfume.
It smells like fucking gardenia.
The smell of perfume is arguably the most common encounter that people have inside the Baker. A few years ago, I don't know exactly when this article. I don't remember exactly when this article was written, but it says a film crew from the Travel Channel, probably Ghost Adventures, was filming with Rawlings, and several members of the crew smelled the perfume. This particular
that is from Ghost Adventures because it's in the pre.
It's when they're marking.
It's when they're marking stuff and they're like going through and doing the like interview, and one of them goes, "Do you smell that?"
Yeah.
That's funny.
However, this particular article's group did not smell perfume while they were there.
Okay.
However, they did smell something in the basement.
Musty.
No. They picked up the scent of laundry detergent in the old laundry room, something that Mark Rawlings noticed as well.
A great smell.
We've never smelled it before, he said. Smelling laundry detergent in a laundry room doesn't sound unusual, except the basement laundry room hasn't been used in 75 years, and the hotel has been closed for 50. Neither Rawlings nor the article's crew could find an explanation for the smell. Just like the perfume and the cigar smoke, the laundry smell was strong, and then it was gone. Rawlings said maybe the ghosts or spirits are getting cleaned up, ready for the grand reopening, which is targeted at that time for 2025. A reason worth sticking around.
Aww.
So
they're
that's
like, we gotta wash the sheets. They're coming.
They're coming.
They're coming. We gotta wash all the towels.
Friends.
So many people are gonna get in the pool.
So that's all of the hauntings I have from the Baker. That is all the haunted locations that I have for you about mineral wells. Bailey, you can tell me if I missed something that you were hoping for. I'm sure there are other locations that I just didn't find.
You touched on the big ones.
And
that's so fun.
What did you learn? What do you think?
I am actually really genuinely crying about the ghosts like doing the laundry for the reopening of the Baker.
Yeah.
Because that is what it feels like.
I'm so enamored with
I was
that.
like, oh, that is so cute. And I also like, because, you know, we rag on Ghost Adventures a lot. I'm going to continue doing that for this really quick second. You know, Ghost Adventures does a really bad job of making everything seem really scary.
Yeah.
Right? And so I love hearing from the guy who was on that show being like, the things here aren't scary. They're just good people who are now good ghosts.
Good people who are now good ghosts.
It's just people hanging out, having a good time. They're all excited that we're fixing their house up. And I was like, yeah, they are. Like, that's awesome. I learned a ton. I didn't know. I knew like loosely. It's like, oh yeah, they found the mineral water, and then boom, a city, and then oh god, the city died because medicine got invented, and now people are like, but maybe some mineral water wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, maybe it'll help.
So it's kind of coming back. I do want to go to there.
Yeah,
what I learned is that I desperately want to go to there.
Yeah.
What'd you learn?
I Learn all of it. I didn't know any of that.
That's crazy that you don't know any of it. You can get crazy water at HEB.
Yeah.
Oh, we should get crazy water for tomorrow.
We can get it for tomorrow.
We could go tomorrow.
We can go today.
Yeah.
Or not today. We could go tomorrow morning, though.
We could go tomorrow morning and get crazy water.
Go get crazy water.
I was like, you can get crazy water. I don't know which version.
That would-
Probably one.
Probably one.
I think 1 or 2.
It'd be fascinating.
Drink a little mineral water and be like,
Let me look at the app real quick, and I can tell you what we can get at
That-
our HEB.
That would be fascinating to do some experiments with.
oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of, I have something I want to do for
what
the
else?
next episode.
Did you learn anything else? Do you have any other thoughts?
I'm real fucking bummed about the one house.
I
Oh,
told
I'd
you.
forgotten about it.
They're
I got too excited about the other 3
so
buildings.
shitty. Hey, I'm looking at you, not
Kathy.
hotel, Kathy,
And Sunny.
Estes folks. Hey, get the fucking speakers out of your house. Stop bamboozling people. Fuck off.
Stop bamboozling people.
$500? No.
Get your shit together.
Get out of there. Cut it out. Get out. That's my message to you.
I had forgotten about that because everything else was so endearing.
You know, everything else was absolutely endearing, and I was like, what a
Oh, we
lovely
can
little
get
haunted
3,
town.
4, 2. We can get all of it. We can get the fizz. We can get number 1. We can get all the flavors.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
I will not be drinking the fizz.
That's what we don't
I
have
don't
to
want
get the
fizz.
fizz. We can get the 4 plain waters.
Yeah,
4 plain waters. Have a little taste test.
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think that's all you need to know for now about Mineral Wells, Texas. Join us next week for probably something a little crazy.
Crazy water.
Thanks for listening.
This podcast is for weirdos.
Are you a weirdo?
Thursdays are for the phenomena.